Hi again everyone, Scott Player here, and in this video I want to review A Christmas Carol, Disney's take of the story, starring Jim Carrey and directed by Robert Zemeckis. Robert Zemeckis did Polar Express before this movie, which I did a review for about a year or two ago already on my channel, and I want to talk about this movie because Jim Carrey's next movie is coming out this weekend, Sonic 3. So I think this is a great time to review this movie. This movie came out all the way back out in 2009, which means that's like 15 years old now. Yeah. It came out the same year as a few other like big films, like the first Star Trek movie with J.J. Abrams, for example. And I remember when I first saw this movie in theaters, like this Christmas Carol film. I remember it having like a surprisingly dark tone, and also having some somber moments. And especially now as an adult, I still have that, because there's elements of it in which it has a very dark tone and atmosphere, which I actually like that, because it kind of gives this haunting kind of a feel in certain points, especially when the ghost of Marley shows up, and also in that last bit of the film when we get the ghost of Christmas Future. He was definitely the creepiest ghost to me. But also like the Marley ghost was the also kind of creepy, and I really like this movie. Like, I like the score too. Alan Silvestri did the score, composed this film, and has a pretty good score, and this is easily one of my favorite portrayals from Jim Carrey, actually. I think he does a very memorable performance as Ebenezer Scrooge. I thought he was really good in this movie as this iconic character, and he does really well in that role, especially like once we get through the whole memory thing, with Ghosts of Christmas Past, and once Scrooge starts to see things the way they actually are, he starts to realize, he can't be this cold-hearted man. He can't be that man that he was, and he needs to change. Otherwise, Ghost of Christmas Future shows his ultimate fate, and that changes him. Like, it changes Scrooge, and in that last little bit of the film, we get the kind of change within him, in which you really start to see Jim Carrey's performance, as he is, in that more friendly states in his head. And I like how things just start to unravel throughout the different bit that we get in each part of the story, with Ghost of Christmas Past, Ghost of Christmas Present, and Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come, Future. And I just think that's really fascinating, and I really like this movie because when we get the somber moments, like, you really start to see like why Scrooge became so cold in his personality, near the beginning of the film. And I think that's really interesting. And then he starts to change. He starts to see things the way they really are, and I really like that. I like his character journey throughout this movie, and this is a movie that I don't have too many flaws with, except for the fact that it kind of just starts, and there's not a whole lot of time in that part of the film. But there's amazing shots in this movie too. This being a Robert Zemeckis film, and after his work with Polar Express, there's some really amazing imagery in this film, from the wide shots of the city of London, and just the really beautiful look of it in the shots and the imagery is really pretty to look at. And the animation too, like the photorealistic animation, what just feels definitely improved from Polar Express, in the fact that it just looks a lot more photorealistic here than it did in Polar Express. And yeah, and also I do think that once the whole thing is going on with the ghosts, I do think that like the Ghost of Christmas Present, like he was constantly laughing, which was just a little bit annoying to me. And but it kind of, that part of the story just kind of ends in a very creepy way that creeps me out a little bit even now. And but just that one bit where the Ghost of Christmas Present is constantly laughing, it's just okay. That's it. That's enough. Stop. This the other thing. And but yeah, I really enjoy this film. It's definitely a very enjoyable, and I definitely recommend it for those of you that want like something that's definitely within the Christmas spirit, but at the same time, where you're following a character who at the beginning of the story is just doesn't really care about Christmas much, but then by the end of it, is very into it, and that's the kind of story that I kind of like more than other Christmas stories in movies and TV shows. And yeah, so that should do it for this review of A Christmas Carol, the 2009 film. If I had to give this a grade, I think I'd give it I'd say like an B+. I think that'd be my grade for it. That is my review. Thank you all so much for watching. Tomorrow is that new teaser trailer for Superman, directed by James Gunn. I cannot wait to do my trailer reaction for that. Look forward to it, and I'll see you all then. All right, guys, take care and peace.